What is going on, everybody? Welcome to a fun-filled Battleline stream. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We have some fun, important notices to go over, as well as a form to fill out, and then also we have the tier list. So we have a fun few things to talk about today, and I wanted to hop into the two things that are not the tier list, and then with the actual tier list we'll just kind of breeze through it because there's a lot, but not everything is really changed up too much. I got new lights on my shelf, and I put them in, and I realized I wasn't paying attention. They are aligned properly, but this light is way further left than the other light. The other light is like centered to the top, and this one's like way on the left, so if you look dead on it, it looks atrocious. But a few things I want to talk about first. Not this. We'll get to this. Alright. So everyone today had a little bit of confusion online and on my Discord. I'm going to go over this with you guys first and foremost. I'll probably make a video on it, I don't know, but I just wanted to talk about this. It says, thank you for always using Godzilla Battleline. We are pleased to inform you of the detailed information regarding the G-Token segment display that we announced the other day. As part of the maintenance schedule to be implemented on Tuesday, September 24th, so that's probably going to be the implementation of the egg mode for that month, we will implement separate display of G-Tokens for charge and free. G-Tokens you have at the time will be displayed separately depending on how you have acquired them. For customers who play on multiple platforms, purchased G-Tokens are available. It will be allocated to the platforms that were logged in immediately before the maintenance schedule for Tuesday. So if you want your paid G-Tokens on your main device, like your iPhone, and not on AndApp on the PC, you should just log in on your iPhone as soon as this update goes up. So, Tuesday, September 24th at 2024, or on 2024. I think I look like a little fly. The maintenance date may change. Cool, that's what's going to go. Judgment method for purchase and free stones. Judgment of purchased or unpurchased status by acquisition routes as follows. Oh, there's a little fly in here. I think it's Mr. Miyagi did. G-Tokens will be treated as being consumed first from the free portion, and the balance of purchase and free tokens will be calculated and displayed based on the past G-Token acquisition and consumption history. Even after the separate display of purchased and unpurchased tokens is enabled, G-Tokens will be treated as being consumed first from the free portion. So it's just like how they do the stones. G-Tokens obtained by... Okay, so this is the purchased G-Stones acquisition path, okay? G-Tokens obtained by consuming purchased G-Stones at the shop. So G-Tokens and G-Stones. G-Tokens included in the pack acquired by consuming the purchased G-Stones at the shop. Recommended. Or by purchasing through an in-app payment. So these are the ways that you can get the paid stones. Now here's all of the routes for free stones. You can get the free stones from login bonuses, as rewards from participating in battles, as rewards for mission achievements, as arena rank rewards at the end of the season, from getting a great battle in the studio, from rank rewards, from search maps, as grade rewards in the Godzilla Pass, as grade rewards in the Premium Pass, as Ultimate Godzilla Pass rewards, obtained for free at the shop through the daily sale, obtained by spending event points at the shop, which is the way you get them now, obtained by consuming free G-Stones at the shop, this is the way you get them now, included in the pack by obtained consume free G-Stones at the shop, in addition to G-Tokens acquired from a route other than the acquisition route of purchased G-Stones. There's no changes. There's no changes to how we're getting the G-Stones, you guys. Everyone, I don't know why it's unfocused. Everyone I seen online is like so worried that this is going to ruin the game. Every single thing... I gotta change the freaking lights, man. It is making my shit all blurry. Green. Nothing is changing on how we're acquiring the stones. Nothing. They're just separating them by purchased or free. We don't know even what we're going to be able to buy. Or, I keep saying stones, I mean the tokens. Yes, you're right. Sorry, SKG. You don't need... I lost my train of thought. Let me center myself. Okay. We don't know what we are going to... We don't know what we're going to be able to buy with the purchased tokens. We don't know what's going to change with the free tokens. I can only imagine that in the daily sale, maybe the characters that you can buy in the daily sale are now paid tokens. They're not going to paywall upgrades. They've already said that. They're not going to paywall... They said they're not going to paywall character leveling, and they're not going to paywall the free stones. We don't know what the paid tokens are gonna be for. We have no idea. Do I think this is a bad change for the game? Sure. I don't like it when I didn't like when they split the gems from free to paid, and I don't like that they're splitting the tokens from free to play, or from free to paid. But all of the avenues for acquiring the free stones are exactly the same ways that we're currently acquiring stones. The only way to acquire the paid ones is to buy them. I'm not going to say if this is pay to win or not until we see what you can use the paid stones for. I have a feeling that this is not going to change too much. Just on paper, this isn't going to change anything. We have to see what the offers are. We have to see what they want us to buy with the paid tokens. That is what will determine if it's pay to win. I think people are too quick to clutch their pearls and grab their purses too quickly. We have no idea what it's going to be, what we're going to have to spend them on. Is it not a great change? Absolutely. I don't like this change. I think this is stupid that they're doing in the first place, but we can't see, we can't say it's going to be pay to win without seeing what we are paying for. Because there could just be some dog shit in there and we're never going to buy it, and then we're going to go on with our lives. We're still going to get free stones all the same ways that we're free tokens all the same ways we're currently getting tokens. But now we have the option to pay for tokens, and they're going to do something else for us. We don't know. So I'm leaving it at that. I think it's a bad idea. I'm good. We're going to have to wait until September 24th to see how it shakes out. Next. Battle Line survey. If you have not done this survey already, I'm posting it in the chat right now. I highly recommend everyone does this survey. They send it out once a year, just about. Is there a way for Americans to use the dollar versus yen rate to take advantage? Yes, if you, like how I have, if you play on and app, like me, oh, that's Discord, whoopsies. If you are playing on, why is it looks like that? Oh, it's because I have the chat open. If you play on and app like I do, scuffed, you can go to the shop, and if you go to the, I don't know, whatever, here, you can see that it's in yen and not the US dollar, even if you're in the US like me, and then you can click it, and you click that, and it's going to bring you to the and apps, like purchase section, you put your credit card information in there, and then you're good to go. So, we're going to answer this survey. I put it in the chat. Everybody should answer this survey, okay? It is, I think it's incredibly important. I always do these. I did this for Marvel Rivals. They sent out like 5 different Marvel Rivals surveys, and I answered every single one of them, because I got free stuff in the game. For this, you're going to get like 100 gems in the game. But Toho wants your opinion on stuff. They want your opinions on everything. What did you say? W survey, but my only thing is if they make an official Discord server, I'm a bit worried your server might die or lose active users. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about them poaching my active users, I promise you. I'm going to copy my ID, put it in. What is my age? Oh, shucks. 26 to 30. My gender is male. Where do I live? America, baby. My occupation. Oh, what are my options? Civil service, self-employed. I guess it doesn't really matter. Full-time housewife and house husband is what I'm going to put right there. Full-time housewife and house husband. Alright. What other games do I play that are like this? I will say Pokemon Go. I'll say Clash Royale. And next. I don't really play games like Battle Line. Why did I start playing Battleline? I like the movies. Because the background music is attractive? Or because it can be played in a short amount of time. I can play all over the world. I can play with my friends. Actually, that's not why I did it. I have no friends. I do, but not on Battleline. It has highly rated users in the store. No, there are people playing around me. Peer pressure, because there seems to be an element of interaction. It seems like you can enjoy using your brain. I don't know if a lot of Battleline players are using their brain, but I'll just say my favorite characters are featured, and that's that. What is your satisfaction level of Battleline? I'm pretty satisfied. I'll say somewhat satisfied. Please explain why you answered satisfied or somewhat. Character visuals, because I am somewhat satisfied because the coolness. Now, because my favorite characters, I like the visuals, I like the special effects, I like playing against other people. I'm also dissatisfied. Other reason, I'm somewhat satisfied because... Wait. I would be more satisfied if Godzilla 1998 was added to the lineup. Please explain why you answered dissatisfied or very dissatisfied. Optional. Oh, that one was also optional. Well, I didn't answer very dissatisfied, so I'll skip it. How satisfied are you with Total Attack Battle? I am dissatisfied with All-Star Battle. I'm not doing this one. Answer this one. Because there are a few elements to interact with. Yes, it takes time to play. I don't care about that. It's too easy. I will say... No, let's say that. There's a problem with the communication. Wait. There's no play. Wait. Is this even remotely talking about... This isn't even talking about... Is Total Battle the regular? Oh, I'll say I'm satisfied with the actual gameplay. I'll say... Because you can try out... No. What the fuck is this? Total Attack Battle? And then it was giving me answers that are not... like regular fucking okay, I am dissatisfied with All-Star Battle. I'm just gonna go to this. I'm gonna say it's too easy. I'm gonna say whatever. There's no 2v2 mode. Again, the rewards of the exchange are not attractive. Cool. Other Total Advanced Battle should be available to players all month, every month, not just a limited time. How satisfied am I with Ancient Ruins? I actually like the Ancient Ruins challenge battle. It can try out units I don't normally use. The levels are just right. I can play in my spare time. I don't think the rewards are good, and even if you lose, it won't affect your trophies, stuff like that. And I enjoy using my brain for what little there is in there. How satisfied am I with you with the battle memories? You know what? I will say I am somewhat satisfied with the battle memories. I can make my units stronger. I was able to get a card of my favorite scene. No, because you can collect cards, I like. Because it broadens the scope of strategies, I agree. Because the performance of cards match the scenes from the original, no. I will say, in the dissatisfied section, okay, I'm going to say here, the cards too comedy. I don't know the cards is because the card that card one hasn't appeared yet because I can't get what I want. I'll say that. It costs too much to get the cards you want because it seems the original work and card performance don't match. I'll say... make it cheaper to buy cards. Done. Are you satisfied with the Friends feature? I am satisfied with the Friends feature. I think I made friends through games. I can play games with them. The rewards in the exchange are... Actually, they're terrible. Battle memories, I like that being in there. And then I can check the friends' profiles. Cool. We'll skip that one. Did you watch a live stream? I did. I always watch your live streams. It's my job. If you answered yes to this question, 18, how satisfied with you? Satisfied. I liked it. I like all the live streams. Please tell us the reason why you answered satisfied or dissatisfied, 19. You find out latest information on the game. You know, information on the game, information about battle pieces. Future, you can see the cast. I don't care about the cast talking to each other because I don't speak the language, so it doesn't really matter to me. I do not like watching them play the game because there's a corner you can compete against the cast members. No, because I like the performers. No, the management will take up players' comments. Yes, that's a good one. Please tell us why you answered dissatisfied. I feel like there's lacking. I feel like there's something lacking in the new battle pieces and collaboration information. No, they actually have all that information there. I feel like the upcoming new features in the game are lacking. Cast and director aren't in it because I feel like the competition corner is not enough. I don't like the actors management doesn't listen to player comments. I agree. I agree. Management actively dismissed one. I gotta change that. My comments made on a live stream several years ago. They did. I said years ago, I asked them a question, and it got on the stream, and it was, do you have any plans to change how, 3-stage evolutions work? Because Destroya and Shin Godzilla are dog shit, and they basically told me on the stream to get good. Did you enter and participate in the Goji Battle Festival? No. If you answered yes, how satisfied were you? Please explain why you answered no. Why you answered satisfied? No, this is why you answered satisfied or unsatisfied. Please explain why you were dissatisfied. Why was I dissatisfied? I was not allowed to compete because I'm in the USA. And I wish it was a global tournament. What would you like to see implemented in the future of the games? Oh my god, everything. I don't even give a shit. Everything. If they, I don't care what it is. I'm not going to say no to any of that. Implement all of this shit. Please tell us what you would like to see in future games. One-day online tournament. Roundtable discussion with management and users. Goji Battle Summit public live broadcast. Official Discord. Sure. Go for it. Oh, I would also like to see add guilds so that teams, or so that players can team up to complete objectives. If you have any other expectations, opinions, or requests for Godzilla Battle Line, add guilds, Kaiju number 8, and Godzilla 1998. Would you recommend this game to a friend? I would recommend it. What kind of reward would you like? Stones, G materials, and maps. Because everything, you know what? G tokens, sure. Units, yes. Icons, I don't care. Stamps, I don't care. Posters, I don't care. Custom backgrounds, I don't care. Titles, I don't care. Because all of these are, everything that I highlighted is progression for your account. The other stuff is just cosmetic. If you have made an in-app purchase, what did you pay for? Next. Please tell us what new features you'd like to see in Godzilla Battle Line. I said it a million times, I'll do it again. Add guilds and raid battles. Add guilds and raid battles. Guilds would be a great way to make players collaborate with each other. Oh, and then it says, any future collaborations you'd like to see? Yeah. Kaiju number 8. Next. How did I find out about Battle Line? Oh my gosh. I don't even know. I don't even remember. It's been so long. I don't remember. I didn't answer that? That's in the very beginning? Oh, it's the beginning of this page. Oh, what's on this? How much you like the Godzilla series? How much you like the Godzilla series? A lot. For those who answers, I really like it. In question 1, please tell us what your involvement is. I have purchased merchandise. I have checked the Godzilla store. I have attended a Godzilla event. I've actively participated in Godzilla-themed facilities or online events. I've attended a Godzilla festival. I have seen Chippy Strikes Back. I still watch the old movies. I always go see new movies. I occasionally see new... No, I always see new movies. I went to the Godzilla vs. Kong New Empire. I did check out Godzilla Plus. I check out the official website. I get my information from them. I get this. I get this. I get this. Holy shit. For those of you who answered I really like it, please tell us your favorite movie. Or movies. Okay. Varan. King Kong vs. Godzilla. Mothra vs. Godzilla. I'm trying to pick stuff that we don't have characters for. Sonda and Gyra, King Kong Strikes Back. I don't know what Operation Zero Latitude is. We have all this shit. You know, some more Mothra movie stuff is fine. Godzilla 1998, of course, peak. Final Wars for Zilla, 2014. We do anime movies, of course. King of the Monsters, of course. All of this shit. More chibis, of course. I want more chibis. Presidents, I really like it. Put a 1 and choose your favorite monster from the list below. Oh my god. Okay. Boom. Zilla. For those who answered, I really like it. I like it. 1. Please choose your favorite monsters from the list below. Okay. Ghidorah, Anguirus. Singular point Anguirus, baby. Let's get him in the game. Jet Jaguar, I like. Titanosaurus, I like. Butler? I don't know who Butler is. Space Godzilla, Gorsaurus, Baragon, Orga, Mogera, Destroya. Actually, we don't need any more Destroyers. I don't care about Megaguirus either. Zilla for sure, Godzillasaurus, Baby Godzilla, Little Godzilla, Godzilla Jr. of course, Magma, Dagara, Sanda, Garya, Gazora, Ganymedes, Camabius, Dagara, Death Ghidorah, sure, I think we already have him. Garuga, the Griffins, the Mutos, Shimu, Skullcrawler, Sealet, Tiamat, Psycho Vultures. Submit. Excellent, we're done. Yay, we're done. Now we can get to actually doing shit. So welcome to the tier list. Finally. Alright. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on... I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on a lot of these characters. There are some placements and rankings that really have not changed at all in the... There's just some characters that just haven't changed their ranking whatsoever this season, but there are some that are really good. There are some that are really good. There's a streamer mod now. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna ban him from the channel. Actually, you can ignore him. Spend 10 minutes on each character. I might. I mean, I cannot spend 10 minutes on each character. There's 100 characters. I'm not gonna spend 10 minutes on each character. I was looking for something. I don't remember. Whatever. We're gonna fucking do live. Oh, good. I don't have to be here then. Yeah, you're not obligated to be here. I needed you to upload YouTube Shorts, but that's not happening either. Go play Monster Hunter. Go back to playing Monster Hunter. Go get the Nameo quest, and then we can talk after stream. Okay. We will spend a little bit of time and talk about all the units and where we're gonna, or not all these where we're gonna put them, but the ones that got balance adjustments. So, shocker. The airbase is first, and it also had an adjustment this season. The airbase had a lowered cost. It went from, what, 5 or 6 or 5 to 4. It increased the operating time, it increased the unit generation speed. It increased the attack of the choppers and the range of the choppers. Okay? It's still dog shit. It is still dog shit. The airbase is not good. So many people are using the airbase. It's better. It's not out of the D tier. It is better. It is not good still. Mogera chomps it. Anything with long range chomps it. Not good. Anyone that says otherwise, that it's not in the D tier, I think you're probably in the low ranks. The choppers are not good. Every single one of the egg battles I fought has a chopper in it, and they've all lost. They have a perfect win record in All-Star Battle. I have not lost to a single deck that utilizes choppers. The buffs make it better. It's gone from the bottom of the D tier to like the top of the D tier. It is not good. High level. It is dog shit. Most across the board. If you're a brand new player and this is one of the only things you have, sure, this can be viable. It's going to get swapped out insanely quickly. I would just ignore it. I wouldn't even upgrade it. I would only upgrade it for All-Star Battle because that's pretty much the only place that it's good. So it's gone from the bottom of D to the top of D. Congratulations, Airbase. You've moved up in the world a little bit. Alright, next we have Anguirus. And I like Anguirus a lot. I think Anguirus is going by the wayside. Kind of like going by the dinosaurs. They're alright. Orga says you don't think it's D tier. It's actually not bad. I think it's bad. I have not had a problem with the airbase. I could see maybe if you have airbase and like Fukuoka Godzilla and stuff. I don't think it's higher than D tier. It's still a facility that's going to get run over by trains or Mogera or Kiryu, anything that just hops onto it. I think it's still bad. I can't. You find me a successful deck in rank 66 plus using the airbase, and I'll change my mind. There's none. You can try to spam, rush, and do whatever you want with the choppers, but they're still not doing a ton of damage. You get like 2 or 3 additional choppers that you didn't have before. It's still 4 energy to be taken out by trains, which is 3. It's better. It's not good. It's better, but it's still like not the best. Anguirus is in B. Solid beginner tank overall. You're probably going to end up replacing him in your roster as you progress your account, but he is overall not a bad pick, not by a long shot. He is pretty decent. The Batras. No, you see the whales are winning with choppers, so they're S+ here. Oh, of course, of course. Batra's actually not terrible. I don't remember where I put them last season. I'm going to put them somewhere in here. With the, whatever the buffs that they got recently, the Batras, pretty solid. Not the best. They are definitely a lot better than they have been, though, so they're going to go there. And then Biollante also is, this one is going to go in the B, and then this Biollante I am still going to proudly put in the S tier. I am a big fan of Biollante. I use her in pretty much all of my decks. Any deck or any map that you can place her in the water, Skull Island, the New Yorks, London, she's great. That 80% damage boost is pretty much evergreen. They would have to seriously nerf her base stats for her to just be bad, because an 80% damage boost is wicked. I like her a lot. I'm going to keep her in the S+ tier. She is kind of going off by the wayside, just because there's a lot of really powerful units with other attacks. And actually, you know what I will do this season? I'll actually put her in the S tier, because there's a character this season that does shut down Biollante extremely well, that got a boost, and we'll talk about them later. Chopper, or not choppers, what is this? The Stealth Bomber still dog shit. Not a fan. Bad. Unusable. Burning Godzilla, in the B tier. It's not super viable. All-Star Battle, it's good. Egg Mode, it's halfway decent. He needs to charge up his timer a little bit more. If he could charge up on kill like Godzilla Evolved, that would be perfect. But Burning Godzilla just does not have too much going in for him at the moment. He is fine. He could just use maybe a stat adjustment or a timer adjustment. Burning with the yellow card of his HP is more helpful, but still, yeah. I like that the cards, like, a lot of people don't like the cards. I love the cards, and I like that they take units that are like Burning Godzilla, which is like the kind of like the mid to bottom of B tier. If you have enough cards, you can make him with like A tier stats, but at the end of the day, it's his timer that's most important. And if you can't shorten that timer or, you know, make it faster to charge, that's kind of his whole thing, and he needs more charge time. If you can give him more health, that's fine. Give him more attack, that's great. Give him more survivability, fantastic. He needs more time to build that charge up. So if any way that you can manipulate the game to do that, that's what you should be doing. Desghidorah, not a question. Straight into S+. Moving on. Just a phenomenal unit all around. That range boost that he got is incredible. The on-spawn stun and burn. I mean, the burn damage is whatever, but the on-spawn stun is fantastic. The range is super great. I'm basically using Desghidorah in every single one of my decks this season. Phenomenal unit. No notes. Incredible. The Destroyers are, unfortunately, kind of petering down off the wayside. I would maybe do like this, and then this, and then maybe like A tier for the regular Destroyer. The damage on them is good, or like the damage on Destroyer perfect form is good. But man, for 2 costs less, you can have Ariake, which is also Destroyer, and just doesn't need to do the whole evolution, and you can cut this one's evolution up, and then it spawns and it becomes the swarm. But there's so much AoE going on right now that Desghidorah is basically the meta. The swarms aren't going to last, so he's kind of fallen off big time. I love him a lot. Phenomenal leader, one of the best leaders that we have at the moment. But dropped. I think he's dropping from S for sure, for sure. And then these things are dog shit. The swarms are just dog shit. Dimension Tide. Gotta be up here in the S plus tier like it always is. 4 cost, manipulate the positioning of the board, phenomenal. One of the only units where I'll even consider mentioning that you need to pair it with stuff. Pair it with, what's his name, Desghidorah. Pair it with Earth, pair it with -1 explosion. Phenomenal, phenomenal battle piece. No notes, straight into the S plus tier. Dorats, straight into the D tier. Not good. Same reason that all the swarms are bad. Not good. Where should Mothra 2019 go? You're going to have to wait and see. She's down here somewhere. Energy base, solid B tier unit. I don't really have too many problems with the energy base. It's susceptible to trains. I think it needs a health boost so it doesn't just get trains immediately. You don't need the energy base to win. It's kind of a win more card. If you have it, your deck's probably a little slower to get rolling than other people, and if you can't consistently place the energy base, you might falter. But there are people that use it successfully. It's just been a consistent B tier unit for years, and that's probably where it's going to stay. The Rodan, Flying Rodan, I think is dog water, but I think that the Fire Rodan, or regular Rodan, I think is alright. Fire Rodan, I'm putting... I'm going to put Fire Rodan in, like, top of B. I think I've had him consistently in A. But he's falling off. He does... I mean, he doesn't have a ton of health because you want him to die and do his healing, but he doesn't do a lot of damage, so he's really not helping your team too much. He gives you a speed boost, but there's so many units that are just super fast right now. You don't even need them, and you got to evolve into them. It takes just really quickly on death, but I think there are better units than Fire Rodan. I think he's fine. I think it's a boy. I think Fire Rodan's fine. Freezing Sunday is actually graduating out of the C tier into the D tier. Or from out of the D into the C, I should say. And that is because, as some of the high-ranking players have shown me, Rainbow Mothras are getting used everywhere. For 2 energy, you can just delete the Rainbow Mothra shields in a pretty wide area. So I think it's just about the same size as Rainbow Mothra's buff. Rainbow Mothra comes out for 5 energy. You wait. Everything gets the shield. And then you just, for 2, drop Freezing Sunday. Get rid of the shield. Slow everything down. Fantastic. You can use it to push with Godzilla Evolved. With Kong the Beast Glove. Anything to get your push really going. You can slow theirs down. Ultima is going to benefit from that as well. I don't think it's the best unit in the game. It's probably not going to get higher than a C tier for me. But... it has found its uses, and that is what is taking it from the D tier into the C tier. Giant Octopus top of D. I love Giant Octopus. Unless it's in water and you are strapped for a unit playing defense, it's not that great, but it's better than most of the other units in D. Dorats should be C tier. Dorats should not, because there's a ton of AoE going around, and they're going to run through the Dorats. I will listen. If this was a tier list of who is the best character in the game, in your opinion, I'm putting Octopus in S+, but since I'm trying to help people do some good investments, I gotta tell it how it is. Dorat can fight Bio where Cams can't. Yeah, but the Dorats also aren't going to stop units like Gigan 04, King Caesar. You know, there are powerful units that are ground-based that the Dorats are not going to stop. And the Dorats are just going to get pieced up by AoE units. And Kamakuras have more health than the Dorats, I'm pretty sure. Since we're on the topic of S+ tier units, Gigan 04. Fantastic. Love Gigan 04. No notes. Grab an enemy. Latch onto them, stun them, redirect in a meta full of Destroya Ariake who wants you to, distract characters. Not a lot of people are doing it better than Gigan. Gigan 04 is fantastic. I've been using him for months and months and months and months and months, months, years even. He's a phenomenal character. I love Gigan 04. No notes. I'm putting him in the S+ tier. Could probably make an argument for him in the S tier. I think he's an S+. Love him. He's great. Gigan is dog water. This Gigan, I'm putting him in right under the airplanes. I think I usually put him in the C tier for the last few months, but I am downgrading him back into the D tier this season for sure. Who's next? Godzilla? What's his name? 21? He's great. He's alright. He's not, super impactful. He is, just alright. He's fun. He's a great win condition if you can play with him, if you can give him the stun resistant. He's alright. He is just alright. He's going to go in the B tier. He is not amazing. He's not terrible. And as Chad, you just pointed out, with the Godzilla versus Kong cards, that's also pretty good to boost him up as well. But after his recent buffs and stuff, I think he's in a better spot than he was. It's just still, like, he's probably the highest skill gap card we might have in the game. It takes an incredible amount of patience and skill to use him effectively. A lot of people just send him out to his death. It's not how you play him. So he's going to go in the B tier. I think he's alright. I don't think he's terrible. This Godzilla, though, the 54, I'm not particularly a huge fan of him. I think he's fine. I think he's stats-wise is alright. I think he's not really bringing a whole lot to the table. I'm probably going to put him in the top of B. He's a little tanky. His stats are comparable to where Ultima is. But every time that they add a new Godzilla to his pool, it's going to be harder to use him, so he's just going down, in my opinion. When there was a lot more, or a lot less Godzillas to choose from, and you could really manipulate what he was going to spawn, fantastic. But the more Godzillas they add to his pool, the worse he's going to get, and the worse that those Godzillas are, the worse he's going to be. Whales use 54 a lot. He's great if you have mad levels on everyone. Yeah. If you have a ton of levels on everyone, of course he's going to be great, because then you're going to get, like, if I had to cure you at, if my Godzilla 54 was level 40, and I could spawn in a level 40 cure you for 4 energy, that would be phenomenal. Fact of the matter is, you're probably not spawning in a level 40 cure you, right? If you get Ultima, you have to go through the Terrestrials to Ultima evolution process, right? It takes a lot to use him. He is totally dependent on what Godzillas he can pull for you and your levels on them. I like him a lot. He's going to float around the top of B. I don't think he is, like, as good as he used to be. There's a lot of ways around him. Talking about not as good as they used to be is big boy G89 right here, everyone's favorite leader. In the gutter right now, there is no spot for him for the original tank. Just no spot for him in the current meta. It's a feels bad moment, but he's pretty decent. He's not super great. Use him as a leader instead. Feel free to level him up as much as you want. Just don't put him on the field. Godzilla Earth. I still think that Godzilla Earth is somewhere in the S tier. Maybe the A tier. I feel like Earth is kind of falling off. There's a bunch of ways around him. You know, and to kill him faster now, you can give the 200% crit boost to all your guys. You have a ton of long range. You can do, I think I have the link to the survey. You just saw in the chat. No, I don't. I don't think he's awful. I think he's really good. I just don't think he's cutting it in the S tier right now. Shinden turns him around. The Chibis turn him around. -1 explodes on him in the water and it's going to beat him up. The Rainbow Mothra giving everyone invincibility. Desgador can hit him from pretty far. I mean, yeah, Shinden and Dab, as you just said in chat, like, that's it. I mean, you can give him the Earth cards, you know, if he gets some, and then give him, you know, a bigger stat boost. But he's still great. I like him a lot. I'm going to put him at the top of the A tier, probably. I think he's getting bumped down. I think in the current meta, the current meta for Battleline is too fast for Earth. It's a lot of units that can be placed rapidly, you know, that are low costs, like Rainbow Mothra, Dab, Mogera, the Chibis, Shinden, stuff like that, like, you can cycle out. Jet Jaguar, Singular Point, Gigan 04, you can just cycle them out. Aqua Mothra and stuff like that. So, like, he's getting a hard time. Speaking of hard times, Ultima, which I do really like a lot. Ultima is also probably not in the S tier. I think Ultima is in the A tier. Extremely, extremely solid. I will probably end up being a little bit biased with my Ultima placement. Maybe he deserves to be lower. I like him a lot. I think Terrestris still is one of the more difficult units to evolve. I think the most difficult is probably Ava 02. And then... I'm trying to... This fucking fly that was flying around. Ultima's solid. I like him a lot. There's definitely a niche for him. It gets a little hard when the enemy is coming up on him so quickly, with like Scar Kings, Kongs that jump and stuff like that. But I use Ultima on Hollow Earth with the map with the lava, and he's fantastic. He can just sit in the back line and just take pot shots across the lava. It's great. I love using him on that map. If you can protect him and clog up the middle, he can just do what he needs to do. It's phenomenal. I like Ultima a lot. I don't think he's as good as he was, but he is just decent enough. This Hedorah flying form is in the D tier. It is only in here because it does nothing but evolve, which is fine. That's what it does. Hedorah, I don't really think Hedorah is that good either. She needs some serious help. I think she just needs a stat adjustment and then give her the acid ability that Bylante Wakasabe has. Simple as. Simple as. I think that this little Jet Jaguar is probably one of the more decent pre-evolutions, just because he's constantly putting a health boost out, or not health boost, the attack boost. And then I think that this Jet Jaguar is not super great either. I'm going to put him in the C tier. He's great for pushing things away, but he's not, like, really super usable anywhere else. Now, a character that did get some love this season, one of my personal favorites in the game, is Jet Jaguar Singular Point 2021. He got an increase to his HP, he got an increase to his attack, and he went from 2 nullified hits to 4 nullified hits. He is easily an S tier character this season. Easily. He's also rentable. Jet Jaguar Singular Point. I've been using him all season. Phenomenal unit. I've been waiting for his day in the sun. Holy shit. He's so good. He's so good. He will, you know, eat up a ton of hits from just about everyone. He's beefier. He's stronger. He eats up more hits. He can solo a lot more units. All around, phenomenal character. I love Jet Jaguar Singular Point. He's one of my favorite designs in this game, period. I think he's so colorful. I think his animations are so fluid and fun. He's fantastic. I love him. Shimo destroys him. Yeah, Shimo does. Anything with like the damage over time, like the acid and the burning and Shimo. But he's great otherwise, and Shimo's also good, but he's also great. Kamakura Swarm, garbage. They're under Destroy Swarm because they can't hit air. I think the regular Kamakura Swarm is in a kind of a weird spot at the moment. I definitely think they have fallen off. They're probably somewhere now in the B tier. Maybe in the bottom of A. I'll put them like in the bottom of A for now. I think... Actually, I'll put them in the top of B. There's so much AoE. And it's not even just like, oh, you know, Desghidorah is all over the meta. He's going to nuke them. Jet Jaguar Singular Point's all over the meta. He's going to nuke them. You have a unit now that charges up its damage based on its number of kills. Godzilla 2024 Evolved, will hit them and immediately charge up his ultimate attack. Immediately. I still think they're a good investment. Rick the Squirrel, you said in the chat that they're still solid for new players. I agree 100%. They're going to help you stop a lot of early game King Caesars, Gigan 04s, stuff like that. Ground units. There's so much shit now in high rank play that is just going to straight up counter them. So, putting them in the top of B, they've definitely fallen off. They're going to keep falling the more AoE stuff gets added. The more stuff that charges up kills based, or charges up damage based on kills. Kids, I'm putting kids in the D tier. I don't really like it. It's just fine. It's usable in very specific strategies. You're not normally using it. You can get it to teleport pretty quickly if you level it up all the way, which not a lot of people are going to do. If there was a card that could decrease the time it takes to teleport, that would be phenomenal. I think it's if you want to use the specific Kids strategies, I think Kids works really well in those kinds of decks where you're teleporting heavy, hitting high-value targets to the other side. But I really think that's a very specific strategy, and once you attempt it the first time, if it doesn't immediately kill your opponent, they know exactly what game you're playing. Not a really great strategy. King Caesar, fallen off as well pretty heavily. He can be useful for killing some of the bigger ground-based targets if they don't reach him first. Not super great at the moment. Leo is not doing super hot right now, and that's just strictly a better version of Caesar, so he's alright. I'm not putting a ton of stock into him. Now, the Ghidorahs, King Ghidorah and Mecha King Ghidorah, I think are great right now. I think King Ghidorah is probably like here, and Mecha King Ghidorah is probably somewhere like here. Both of them are great. Mecha King Ghidorah, phenomenal leader. The adjustments made to them recently are fantastic. The cheaper version of King Ghidorah is great, and the additional stats on Mecha King Ghidorah are great. They are a amazing chibi counter. They are probably one of the best chibi counters in the game. They fly, they're stun immune, they got a pretty wide AoE. If you're at all interested in countering the chibis, if you're having a difficult time with them, this is how you do it. Mecha King Ghidorah, she's great. Or he's great, whatever. I don't think I would put him in the A tier. I still think, like, Des Ghidorah is probably better. He's gonna stay probably, though, in the top of A tier, maybe just out of S tier. They're good. I don't think that they're the best. I think Des Ghidorah gets it over on him. We'll have to wait maybe further in the list, but I think they're both pretty solid. I'm going to keep them right about there. I think that's probably fair. Kiryu is alright. I think Kiryu is also kind of like falling off. I don't think he's super impactful these days. I don't even like he can go there, and then we might as well just get Kiryu Kai out of the way because they're together. Kiryu Kai is probably like here just because of the stats. I mean, something like this maybe. Kiryu is one of the best leaders in the game, no questions asked. The normal strategy for players seems to just be drop Kiryu on the leader until you win. Shinden stops him, Kamakura stops him, the Chibis stop him, Gaigan 04 is gonna stop him. Like, it's alright. The better Kiryu is Kiryu Hat, which we'll get to later. But like, I've been steadily more unimpressed with the Kiryus as time has gone on, so I'm going to just drop them a whole tier, because I do like that they can be placed anywhere. I think there's a lot of utility in that. That's not what you want right now. There are a lot of just really fucking thick pushes, and he is not really helping too much, so I'm putting him there. Kong is probably also not going to be placed super high. I'll probably place Kong here in the B tier somewhere. Kong has great stats. You can buff him with the cards pretty well, but he's just a better G89 at this point. Like, what is he, a 4 cost now? And he's just doing all right. He's not super difficult to counter. He's not he doesn't hit air units and stuff like that. He's okay. I don't think he's terrible. I definitely don't think he's in the C or the D tier. I would maybe put him somewhere in the B tier. 5 cost needs to cost 4. Yeah, okay, so he was 6, he costs 5 now. He should cost 4. I'll put him in the B tier. I don't think he is I don't think he's terrible. I like him a lot. I think he has the stats to cut it in the high ranks. It's just he doesn't really perform super well against some of the other Godzilla Kong units, you know, but he's alright. One of my favorite leaders of all time, though. His ability is phenomenal. Marker Light Cannon is garbage. I'm putting it down here. I think it's not good. I think it's bad. It actually might be worse than all of these. It's just horrendous. M-Bob Base. I think M-Bob Base also isn't very good, but I'm going to put it in the bottom of C because it distributes stuns. No, I need to put it right here. It distributes stuns. Cool. These ones are dog shit for the same reasons all these other swarm units. Oh, what did I just do with this? Are dog shit. Where was this one? Down here? I gotta move this over is what I wanted. So you can see the end of the tier list. My wife and I are watching you in our living room. Enjoy your content. Look forward to Megalon being S tier. Ah, hello you and your wife. Nice to say hi. I hope you're enjoying this. I hope you're eating something nice. I hope you're paying attention to the stream and not, you know, chilling or nothing. This is all informative stuff, so, you know, lock in. You two, lock in, lovebirds, alright? Just pay attention. You got like another hour left. And then, you know. But lock in. This is a bunch of informative information. Alright? This Mechagodzilla is bad. This Mechagodzilla is bad. I don't like him. He's probably in like the top of the D tier. Just because he can hit air. Oh, you and your son are watching on the TV as well? Oh, well, shout out to you and your son. Stay in school. Do your homework. Get good grades. You know, I feel like you could be a good doctor. Or you could even be the president if you wanted. So, get a good education. You know, pay attention. Stay in school. Lock in. Lock in, kids. Lock in, all the kids that are watching. You gotta stay in school. This Mechagodzilla is just like the basic tutorial unit, and I'm just going to skip ahead to the Rodan and put them in there too. They're the basic, this is what a ground unit is, this is what a flying unit is. They need some serious adjustments. Surge, you're watching all alone? Well, guess what, Surge? I'm here with you, bud. So you're not, you know, you're alone physically, but you're not alone in spirit. Shout out Surge watching alone. That's bold coming out. After all these people are watching it with their families, you say you're alone. That's a bold move. That's a bold move. But these are just the two basic units. Like, here's your first ground unit that can hit air. Here's your first flying unit. So, I'm watching this in my car because my girl gets mad at me when I'm on my phone. Well, shout out to 2Pro for you, whose girlfriend hates him, I guess. So, good luck. I hope it works out. Megaguirus is alright. Megaguirus is, not, like, falling off super hard, but she's just not as crazy usable as she used to be. She's fine. I mean, the slow is great. She has decent enough stats, but she's mostly being affected by power creep. Maybe if she had some slight stat adjustments and then one lowered, like a cost lowered by 1, she would maybe be played more often. But I think she's fine. I think she needs a little bit of work. She needs just a little spit shine, and she'll be fine. Manila is kind of also dog water now. I'll put him in, like, the top of D because he has a stun and he's got long range. Manila used to be, like, really, really, really good back in the day because of the stun, and I think he had even... His attack time was shorter, so you could stun lock more units. But now he's just, like, garbage fodder. It's not that great. Missiles also dog shit. They might actually be one of the worst units in the game. They do, like, decent enough damage, but for the cost that it is to play, it's not that good, and the trains are just, strictly speaking, better. So why wouldn't you just use the trains over the missiles? Our D tier is stacked. There's just been so much happening in the meta that now our D tier is stacked. I don't think our D tier has ever been two rows. People defend missiles because it's the same reason they defend Mark Light Cannon. They invest in it super early when they're just starting out, and they use it forever, and they think like that's what's getting them wins. Mogera, I think, is pretty good. The classic Mogera, he's a kind of not as good Kiryu. I think he is falling off because of all the ways you can stop him. I'm kind of like readjusting how I'm doing the units. because I think I've just been glazing too many units for too long. I'm trying to just be brutally honest. So if this changes how the tier list shakes up from season to season, that's fine. But like, I think Mogera is just not the move right now. If I'm willing to move Kiryu's down, then Mogera also is going down. Ain't no way Dorets are D tier. I used them for a while and they were really good. At least B tier. What did I just say? What did I just say on stream? That's people think the missiles are good because they invest in them and they use them for a long time and they just think that they're good. And then, what do we have, Cyphers? Are you saying in the chat? Shadow Cyphers, you're great. I'm not putting the Dorets in the B tier. Did you ever have trouble with Moo player? Every time I try Battleline, my PC it opens and closes. Yeah, Moo doesn't work anymore for Battleline. You have to use AndApp, the official PC client. None of the other emulators seem to work really well. AndApp does. Mothra Larva is alright. It has a long-ish range slow. That's fine. And then she evolves. Super easy to evolve. No questions asked. The other Mothra, I think the other Mothra is still a phenomenal unit. We're putting her in the S tier for sure. 3 cost, decent enough attack, great cycle unit. I like this Mothra a lot. Phenomenal. Dorets help against Chibi and Destroya AoE. I don't know how the Dorets help against the Chibis and the Destroya, because the Chibis will just knock them down in one shot. Destroya will hit them twice. I don't know. I don't know how you got there. I don't think they're B. I know Spence thinks they're in B, but I don't think the Dorets are that good. There's just too much AoE going around. Gyron eats Mothra for breakfast. Gyron also pretty good. We'll get there. I like Gyron a lot. Mothra Leo is falling off as well quite a bit. I'm going to put him in the B tier. I think Mothra Leo is fine. I think Mothra Leo's fine. I don't like... maybe like that. Maybe like this. Maybe like that. I think Mothra Leo's... No, I don't. I think Mothra Leo is totally falling off. He excelled when he was the meta because his stats were like juiced up compared to everyone else, but now that all the newer units have also juiced up stats, it doesn't matter. Mothra Leo is just a flying King Caesar, so it's not super great. Naranga, I think, is in the B tier somewhere, probably like around here. Naranga is fine. I think that he takes maybe a little bit too long to get the stuns off. Maybe like here, honestly. I think he just needs maybe a faster stun and maybe adjusted health, and he'd probably be fine. I like Naranga a lot. I think he's a decent enough character. I just, his stats aren't keeping up. And that's going to be the trend, right? A lot of characters are getting power creeped, and they're not going back and readjusting enough characters at a time. They'll go back and they'll adjust like a few of them. Like they adjusted Singular Point Jet Jaguar and the air base and stuff like that. But they're not like doing a full rework, you know, of a lot of other characters. Psychic Chorus, that's just an easy S tier. Actually, you know what, these days it's probably more like something in A. I mean, you can just output so much fucking damage that the Psychic Chorus doesn't even matter anymore. Like, it's great for healing your leader, but between like Megalon with the attack downs and like Destroy Dab with the defense downs and stuff like that, you cannot pick up Naranga anymore. That would be correct, 2 Pro. You can just throw out more damage than the Psychic Course is going to heal. I still think it's good for healing your leader. I still think that there are good uses for it. I just don't think that it is really cutting it anymore. I'm going to move it into the A tier because I think it still has use, but it's definitely not in the S tier. It's not. You can just output too much damage. That's for most of the characters in this game that heal, you can just output way more damage than they heal. That's a very fine tightrope to walk for balance adjustments. I'm going to say that this Shin Godzilla is somewhere in like the bottom of C because it can do a little bit. This guy is in D because he just evolves, and then Shin Godzilla is probably like somewhere in the middle of B, maybe even worse than that. I think he's alright. Yeah, I mean, he could be better. If you have a high enough one, like the player, like no one has a, like, level 40 Shin Godzilla or something like that, pretty solid all around. I think that if you have the stats on him and you use some of the Shin cards, like... And actually, I think the one Shin card doesn't even have any boost. Is it vanilla? I think he's alright. I don't think Shin Godzilla is terrible. I've seen a few this season that have given me a run for my money, and I think that's just because they are, like, super statted. I don't think that they are the best. I don't think that they are... They're definitely not worse than some of these other guys in the B tier, I think. I think as we go down... I mean, he could be like this. Maybe. Something like that. Probably. Maybe... I don't even know. Maybe worse than that. But I know a lot of people like him. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I don't think he's that good. At least in my personal experience, I haven't really fought one that's given me a ton of trouble, except for no one. Now, for some straight sauce this season. Space Godzilla Classic got an increase to their HP and an increase to the crystal generation speed. This guy is so good. I don't know if I want to put him in S+, or if I want to just keep him in the high S, but holy shit, does he just pump out those fucking crystals. Space Godzilla with the new crystal generation is wicked. He is just constantly giving you the offense ups or whatever it is, attack ups. He's constantly providing blockers for the shibis, for Destroy a Dab. So good. Top of the S tier this season for sure. I think the only real, I mean, not the only, but like, Violent is going down. I think he's an S tier character for sure. I don't know if I would consider him S+. I think I'm going to try to be maybe a little bit more restrictive with who I place in S+ this go around. But he's definitely an S, top of S. I'm putting him in the top of S. Maybe when we see the rest of the list shake up, we can make other decisions. I'm going to put him in the top of S for right now. Super X, not good. Not good right now. The cost for Super X is too high for what it does. Bring Super X back to its original 3 cost with its original stats, and then I think it would be better. But Super X is not great. It's at the bottom of C tier, just above all these evolution units. Ultraman, probably in around the top of the C tier. Ultraman needs to have his nerf reverted, and then he would be probably a pretty good chibi counter. He's stun immune. He is, he has piercing shots. He's got long range. He can fly. He would be really good if they reverted his stats back, but after he got nerfed and neutered, he's never been the same. Trains, planes, trains, and automobiles, I think is pretty high up on the list as well. I think the trains are probably going to be somewhere, I think in maybe like the S+, S range, probably at the bottom. I'll put S. I don't like the trains. I do not like using the trains, but I would be misleading you if I was telling you that they were not good. For 3 cost, you output a shit ton of damage. You can target any of the facilities just off the rip and probably kill them. You can Kiryu absolute zero cannon the enemy leader, hit him with the trains, like it's a tried and true stat. People use the trains to get the chibis on really low health, and they hit him with an AoE, and it most of the time kills the chibis, so... Trains is pretty good. No notes. It's always been pretty good. Gonna stick with it. Zeton, not great. Definitely better than Gigan. Not great. I love Zeton. It sucks that he sucks in this game. I love the design. I love the sound effects. I love everything about it. It needs a crazy overhaul ASAP. For sure. Mephilas, fucking dog water also. Not great. He's way too expensive. His stats aren't terrible. His ability's not terrible. 6 cost for him is garbage. It is garbage. It is not good. I don't like it. He needs to have his cost reduced, and then we could talk about him being anywhere other than the D tier. He's just essentially, he needs to be like a 3 cost. Exactly, like a 3 cost, it would be a no-brainer for him. Final Wars Godzilla, probably in the A tier somewhere. I like him a lot. I think he is kind of falling off. I would maybe put him even in the B tier. I don't think he's as good as some of the other units in the A tier. I think he's kind of dropping, honestly. He's strong, but he's just not doing as good as he was. He's fallen off so hard it's not even funny. Speaking of fall-offs, this guy right here, this girl, I should say, Ava 01, I also... crazy fall-off. I mean... she has a phenomenal kit. She's all the workings of a phenomenal unit. She's just like kind of buggy. Some of all the Ava units are like kind of buggy, and she's just like, they don't all really blend super well together. Same with the 4th Angel. I mean, man, the 4th Angel has seen better days. This guy is dropping hard. I don't necessarily think he's out of the A tier, but he's probably like the bottom of the A tier now. There's just so many long-range characters or ways to increase defense on your characters. Like, as soon as Mogera was added, this guy's, this guy is going down a value. Defense up is crazy. Mitigate the damage done? No problem. Sign me up, right? So, he's taking a back seat. Mechagodzilla is, like, not terrible either. I think he's probably one of the... after his adjustments, one of the better units in like the C tier. He could go to B tier probably. Like, actually, you know what? I wouldn't say he's worse than the Kong and them. I would probably put Mechagodzilla like somewhere here. He's not terrible now. A lot of people could get on my case for it, but when at like a really high level, like he is pumping out now an insane amount of damage. I think he's at least halfway decent. I don't think he's he's definitely better than these two, than Kong and G21. Like, if he's gonna be up here, maybe like here is fine. I think he's halfway decent. I don't think he's as bad as everyone says he is. I've seen high level Mechagodzilla 21 get played, and he hits like a fucking monster. And you can use the Godzilla versus Kong cards and boost him too, so I like him. I have not a whole lot of problems with him after his adjustment. GMK is kind of also like falling off pretty hard. He hasn't like totally fallen off, but GMK is not at the point that he was prior. I still think he hits hard, and I still think the debuff is good. AoE is good, debuff is good. I think he's pretty good right now, but he is kind of falling off, and I think it probably has to do with his stats. Maybe his attack speed needs to get adjusted or something. I think he's somewhere in here in the A tier. I'm not really sure where I would put him. He does really well against the Chibis for sure. But yeah, Megalon power crept does. Yeah, when we talk about Megalon, I mean Megalon's power crept him for sure. It's not the same kind of, but it is they fill a very similar role. Megalon does it better now. Speaking of things that do things just better, I like the 10th Angel a lot. I think the 10th Angel is overall a very solid pick. I think for 5 cost and it's the on-death explosion immune doesn't really matter anymore because there's not a ton of on-death explosions going off in the meta right now. But very long range, great for the Chibis. Has piercing, like I said, great for the Chibis. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, also shout out 99 Orga for being here. I'm getting a lot of mileage out of my 10th Angel. I know a lot of other players are. I see 10th Angel quite frequently. I think he's extremely solid. Definitely mid to high A tier. No questions asked. 10th Angel is not better than GMK. I feel like he is. I haven't really had a problem with GMK this season. And I've only really seen a handful. I think GMK is fine. I could be persuaded to put GMK like somewhere here. Like this could be fine. But I don't think that GMK is as good as he used to be. He's clearly falling. Man, did you see what all the cards that increase 10th Angel's damage? Man, he can be pretty good. Yeah, the card that like gives you the boost to flyers is phenomenal. Speaking of like garbage, this woman, probably the best unit in D tier because she has extremely long range. Mari is not great. This one is just fine. The runner, Zero, what's her name? Getting the Ava Shinji, or Rei. We'll have to pilot again. Rei. Falling off hard. She used to be pretty solid. The Suicide Squad in this game is just not the move anymore, so she's kind of dropped. Ava Zero's better than Burning. Ava Zero had the largest fall from grace. I don't think she's better than Burning. She has like a kind of an alright attack, and then she goes into the shield mode where she can't attack, and then she goes into the missile run where she also can't attack, and she'll just explode and die. I'd rather have Burning Godzilla who can at least kind of defend himself. This Ava unit, I don't think is very good. I would put her like right here, Ava 2. I think she is probably the hardest character in this game to evolve, bar none. And then I think that her beast form is like marginally better than her. I don't think she's very good. I think the beast form is okay. It needs some adjustment to how it targets because it's a little janky. I love all the Evangelion units. I don't want to just dog on them, but they're just not good. I love the Evangelion units. They're just not good. I also love Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider's the fucking goated unit, man. Kamen Rider's probably going in the A tier somewhere, like up here. I love Kamen Rider. He just drops in, starts like karate chopping up everybody. He's phenomenal. I like him a lot. Kamen Rider kick, yeah, you said it. Kamen Rider kicks a ton of ass still. Drops in, throws the bike at him, comes in, karate chops, awesome. I prefer him as a leader, but as a unit, he's pretty good. I'll put him in like the bottom of A. Kumo Augment is also not very good. Kumo Augment's probably like somewhere like down here in the D tier, maybe like this, or in the C tier. At one time was the best unit in the game for like 2 or 3 months, and now he's not very good because all the nerfs. I feel like at this point in the game, they could maybe not bring Kumo back to how he originally was, but bring Kumo to what he was after the first nerf. Like, revert, because Kumo got nerfed twice. Just revert the second nerf and put him back to where he was after he was nerfed the first time, and I think he'd probably be an A tier unit. In this current meta, for sure. Especially against Chibi Godzilla. Not the Chibi... To the Chibi duo, like, I'm talking about the Godzilla in that combo specifically, because Mecha Godzilla can't get stunned, but he'd be really good at locking down the Chibi stun. He was fine after the first nerf. Yeah, I even said he would be fine after the first nerf. I don't know why they did it twice. Just revert the second nerf. Mecha Godzilla... Probably like, I don't know, maybe like this. Something like this. He's alright. He's strong. He can like eat up a bunch of damage real quick, but he's not very good. I really like the design of Mechagodzilla 74. I have the Deforio Mechagodzilla 74. I have the Funko Pop for him. I have some whatever figures I can find of him because I like the design a lot. He's just, I feel like, kind of like a wasted unit. Someone in chat just said he had potential. Proximus did. I agree, he has a lot of potential. His stats aren't really cutting it. His ability's kind of janky, and his transforms leave him super vulnerable, so he's just going to get put in the C tier. Chibi Godzilla, like standard, I like Chibi Godzilla a lot. I'll put him like here. He's alright. Actually, no, I'm gonna do like this. He's alright. If you can get him to charge up all the way, he's pretty decent. He had some kind of adjustment a few months ago, I think. I don't really remember off the top of my head. I like him a lot. I don't think he's terrible by any means. If you're wanting a low-cost unit to throw in your team, he's pretty good. I would even be, yeah, you know what, comfortable putting him like right here, perhaps. I like him a lot. All the chibis are cute. I got no problem with the chibis. He's pretty nice. I like him a lot. If you need a low-cost unit, he's your guy. King Ghidorah 2019 is... strong. I would maybe put him like here in the B tier. I like his on spawn when he does the big lightning strikes. I like his health pool. I like his damage pool. He's single target right now, and there's a lot of Ghidorahs that are AoE or oh, I got an itch, or like a multi-hit target. He's a little too slow. He's strong. He's a little too expensive. I think the meta is moving just a little bit too quickly for him, so he's kind of dropping. I like him a lot. He's got a lot cooking for him. There could be some kind of adjustment there to make him more reliable. Don't think that's the case. I don't think it's happening anytime soon. Now, Mothra 2019, that's a good-ass unit this season and previous seasons. I like Mothra 2019 a lot. I love Mothra 2019. I feel like, personally, I would maybe put her in the S tier, but I think more reasonably, she's in the A tier. I've been using her a lot this season in conjunction with Rainbow Mothra to not only give stun immunity, not only to give the just immune from a hit in general, but also to give stun immunity. She's a phenomenal counter to the Chibis. She has a great slow, extremely long range. She refunds 2 energy. When you get up close to her, you rinse her immediately for 6 cost. I get it that she's like technically a 4 because you can revert the you get the energy converted back. But I feel like when I use her, she just kind of slows down my play style a little bit. I like her a lot. I really do. I don't think she's S. I think she's probably in the top of A. If she's not top of A, she's bottom of S. But I think she's probably somewhere in the top of A. This thing, Kaiser Ghidorah, I think is alright. I think Kaiser Ghidorah is probably like something like down here. God damn it. You do watch my stuff, Scarlet. Thank you. I like Kaiser a lot. I think he's not as good as he used to be. I don't really think he ever really was that good. And then same with Monster X. But Monster X is probably like here or something. Monster X is alright. It's not like the best thing ever made, but he's not like terrible. Kaiser Ghidorah is alright. He'll eat some of the lower... Like when he eats lower health units and he kills them and he gets a heal, that's great. But like I said with King Ghidorah 2019, I think the meta is just a little too quick for him. And I put him under 19 because he has to evolve. I'm not a huge fan of... I've never been a huge fan of the Kaisers. Amazing. Kaiser really needs to always do his bite on the ground units. That would make him hit for a lot, plus force him to always heal in his altercations. Yeah. I agree. He should just heal on damage. And then if he gets a kill, he heals way more. You know? Like, he could heal for, like, a quarter of what he would heal for on a kill, and then when he gets a kill, he just heals for the same amount. I feel like that would also be a good change. Godzilla 2000 is not very good. I have yet to really find a solid use for them at all, ever. Their change before, I don't remember what the buff was to him, but even then it still like wasn't very good. He's alright. I really don't have a ton to say to him. I don't think he's very good. You know who I think is very good though, and who is the last character this season to get a buff that we have yet to talk about? It's Megalon, who got an increase to their attack and then strengthened the attack power reduction effect. I don't remember exactly what the reduction effect was brought to. It used to be like 5 or 10%. I think now it's like 20%. Let me go check my Megalon really quickly. Megalon. He now afflicts it for a 25%. Yeah, 25% for 5 seconds, and he does the heal reduction. Holy shit. You guys, Megalon rules this season. Megalon is so good. Megalon is so good this season. Phenomenal. 3 cost Power creeps GMK. Throw him out there. If he dies, he dies. But guess what he does? He takes off the 80% damage boost from Biollante. He's taking off the damage boosts from anything in this game that's going to get a damage boost of some kind, except for the crits. Anything that gets like a 25% damage boost, 30% damage boost, 50% damage boost, whatever. Megalon for 3, hits him with an AoE, they all lose it. They all lose it. He puts the attack down on them, they all lose their ability. It's phenomenal. He's a great unit. I love Megalon. I said from the start, from when Megalon was first introduced last year, I said that he's going to be good eventually. His kit lends itself to be very strong. This was a very good adjustment. I like him a lot. Gamera. I like Gamera. Gamera's going in the A tier. Nothing wrong with Gamera. Solid unit. Counters most of the flyers. Not a whole lot to say there. I think Gamera's rock solid. Like him a lot. Gauss. Gauss are S tier. Gauss are for sure in the S tier. Fantastic for 3. You spawn them in like 4 or 5 times. They get the max number of Gauss, and they're just going to chew through just about everything. I like them. They're super great. No notes on Gauss. After their adjustment a few seasons ago, or however long it was, they've just been like a staple in so many meta teams. Pair with Rainbow Mothra, phenomenal. Speaking of Rainbow Mothra, also in the S tier this season, probably at the top of it, amazing unit as well. Wait, Gauss costs 4? I'm pretty sure Gauss costs 3. But now we're entering a very fun arc for this stream, where from here on out, all of the units we're going to be judging are pretty much in the A tier or higher. Rainbow Mothra is phenomenal. I use Rainbow Mothra in my deck. Rainbow Mothra gives everything invincibility. So many characters are being afflicted by the Ride Godzilla's ability. Rainbow Mothra, give everything invincibility, and they're done. I love Rainbow Mothra. She's a phenomenal unit. I would maybe consider putting her in the A tier, but I think maybe she's just in the S for now. Wakasabe Godzilla. This is a solid unit. This is just a overall solid monster going in the A tier. I don't think he is incredibly meta, but I think he's strong. A tier, and you're talking about Ride Ghidorah and freaking Godzilla Tower. I'm not talking about Ride Ghidorah or Godzilla Tower. I was talking about Godzilla the Ride. Not him going into A tier. Just in general. What did I just put? Wakasabe. Yeah, Wakasabe is pretty strong. He's alright. I got not a whole lot of notes on Wakasabe at the moment. He's fine. If you have him, cool. He's a great leader. Oh, I didn't mean to click him. Super Mecha Godzilla. Fucking amazing ass unit. Super Mecha Godzilla, also really good. Comes down with a nice little AoE. Super long range. Does a little slow. Has piercing. He's great. Super Mecha Godzilla is great. An amazing unit. I've been singing his praises for months now. Phenomenal. Amazing unit. No notes. Super Mecha Godzilla absolutely fucking rules. Speaking of characters that rule, the Old Man Jenkins Godzilla is pretty good. Old Man Jenkins Godzilla, if you get him on a high enough level, he's kicking ass. He's got a nice AoE. He's immune to stun. He's immune to knockback. He's immune to the explosion, or the on-death explosion. He's immune to every status effect. I don't think he gets pulled by Scar King, or if he does get pulled by Scar King, he's not afflicted by the stun. He's great. The more characters that get added to the meta that rely on status effects like stun, and he's immune, he's just going to keep getting better and better. So, he's phenomenal. Old Man Jenkins is great. I think a lot of people aren't using him because they don't have the levels on him. Alternative Goji is great. I like him a lot. He can't be pulled by Scar King. That's what I thought. I thought that. Okay, so he can't even be pulled by Scar King. Next, Shinden. Again, another phenomenal unit. Shinden is busted. 2 energy. Shinden is invulnerable to 2 hits, and then has pretty much just enough health to get hit once or twice after the 2 invulnerabilities. Shinden is fantastic. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage. It doesn't have a whole lot of health, but it will redirect any character that can target it. So if Godzilla Ultima is on you. Put the Shinden down. Godzilla Ultima is going to target the Shinden. If Destroy a Dab is targeting you, and the Chibis are targeting you, drop the Shinden for 2, and then you go look at them. If you're using Destroy a Dab, you play the Shinden, and then the enemy will follow the Shinden. Destroy a Dab is going to chew up whatever it's looking at. Phenomenal, phenomenal unit across the board. Speaking of phenomenal, its companion, Godzilla -1. An incredible fucking unit. You cannot stop him from blowing up. Any map with water, if you cross the water, you gotta be aware that you might just get -1. I use -1 on Tokyo. No one expects -1 on Tokyo. There's like 4 spots for him to get put in the water. But guess what, motherfucker? When your big ass push is coming down the middle of Tokyo and then they get nuked by -1 and your whole push disappears, don't come crying to me, because I warned you that he's goated. -1, fantastic unit, and his twin brother, Ginza, I also think is a fantastic unit. Ginza's probably somewhere in the A tier. I like Ginza a lot. I think he's great. I think he's a ton of fun. He's probably even, dare I say, in the low S tier, honest to God. -1 is still too slow? Who gives a shit if -1 is too slow? You just put him down and let him blow up and do his job. Ginza, this season, with the ride buff? Oh my god, dude. Holy mother of God. Giving Ginza a 200% boost this season is ludicrous. Ludicrous. I have said that Ginza is great from day one that he was added. Him with the Ride Godzilla is an insane pairing. I just watched my -1, my Ginza this season, just completely demolish pushes, completely demolish people's, Did you do Baggin? I don't know. No, this Baggin's not in this game. Stop asking. -1 is just a phenomenal, phenomenal character. All across the board. I like him a lot. I like him a lot. He's really, really good. Kiryu Hat. Kiryu Hat. A phenomenal character as well. Gets an increased damage boost if there's just a 7 cost on the field in general and it's your enemies. As long as there's an enemy 7 cost unit, Kiryu Hat gets a buff. Amazing. He's got an AoE. And then he goes into a attack mode with his drill after the AoE is done. He does a ton of damage. He's great. I love him. We're moving on. Another great character. We're going back-to-back bangers on this entire strip right here of characters is Orga. Orga is great. I think Orga's probably near the bottom of S. He's just a phenomenal tank overall. He does a pretty healthy amount of damage. So good. He is easy to kill, but he's got a shit ton of health, and he's gonna block you from doing whatever the fuck you're doing. Then he revives himself. He's not, in my book, incredibly special, but he does his job well, and his job is to just eat hits, and that's exactly what he does. No notes. Orga's great. If a high-level Orga, ruin your fucking day. Another banger, S+ tier, Mogera, fucking rules. So good for 4 costs. He's got long range. He has the defense up that's constantly pinging. He's AoE or not AoE, he's flying for like 7 or 8 seconds. Makes half the units in the game, not half the units, but a quarter of the units in the game maybe just can't hit him. Phenomenal. I love Mogera. I've been using him in my deck since he came out. My Mogera is level 11, and he is clutching up fights in rank 66. He basically takes a character that would have died in 1 hit to a Godzilla Earth attack, and makes it so Godzilla Earth takes 2 attacks. So good. So strong. I fucking love him. Mogera is fantastic. I love Mogera. Banger alert. Hold up. Who's this? Space Godzilla Fukuoka. Holy shit. Talk about not peer pressure. Talk about just pressure in general. Fukuoka constantly dumping out crystals that's going to trip up your enemy's characters and make them attack them. It's additional damage output for the crystals. Even if he's fighting another character, he's just going to spawn the crystals and they're just going to hit whatever's in front of him. They're going to distract units. Amazing. Amazing. And he's got an AoE. He can hit 3 units. He chains lightning. It gets weaker the more units he hits, so he'll hit like 1 unit for 100% damage, and the next unit for 75, and the next one for 50 or something like that, like 150, 25, whatever. Phenomenal. He's so good. I'm using him in egg mode because mine in real life is only level like 8, and he's not doing too good for me in rank 66 plus. But whenever there's an egg mode and I can use Fukuoka, I always use Fukuoka because he is fucking incredible. I love him a lot. Stop asking who's in first, dude. All you do is spam the same messages 100 times. I'm gonna ignore you or mute you from the chat. Here's another really good unit, you guys. 1000-Year Dragon Ghidorah. Fukuoka is not mid. Fukuoka is incredible. Fukuoka is extremely underrated. I don't know why people don't use him. He is constantly putting pressure on the enemy team. Super Godzilla leader destroys crystals though. Well, once or twice a day. I'm not lowering him a rank because one leader destroys both the crystals. I'm not using the crystals to attack the leader. I'm using the crystals to distract things like destroy a dab, to add additional pressure on 1000-Year Dragon Ghidorah, to take down some of the littler guys. He's great. Fukuoka is great. Who did I just place? 1000-Year Dragon Ghidorah. 1000-Year Dragon Ghidorah spawns in with a defense up, right? Can hit 3 units at the same time, although it does get weaker the more units he hits. So the counter is like play the Chibis, play Shinden, or like play Fukuoka with the crystals. And the more units that 1000-Year Dragon Ghidorah has to hit, the weaker he's going to be. However, if he's just all 3 heads on one target, he's just going to melt them. He is an insanely high damage output if he's all 3 heads are targeting a unit. He is easy to trip up, so that's why he's going to be in the, I didn't mean to put him in the B tier. I meant to put him in the A tier. That's why he's like not as good. He's not in the S tier. He's in the A tier. He's fantastic. He's just kind of easy to counter. So he is falling off a little bit, but he's pretty good. Biollante Wakasabe. Also a phenomenal character. I'd probably put her like somewhere in here. She's great. She sprays acid at long range. The acid does damage over time. She has an AoE every couple seconds. On death, she heals. The acid completely goes around the Mogera shields. She's fantastic. She's fantastic. I like Biollante Wakasabe. I think a lot of people are sleeping on her too because they don't have the levels on her. That's fine. She's an easy S tier. Either in the mid or the bottom. She's great. Speaking of easy S tiers, let's just get this out of the way. Boom. Boom. Best units in the game, bar none, is these two fucking goobers. Chibi Godzilla Duo and Destroya Ariake version. I'm not going to go and explain to you why they're the best units in the game. Everybody in this chat or watching this already knows why they're the best in the game. The Chibis have a laundry list of status effects they apply to each other when they take damage and what they do to the enemies. The stuns, the burns, compels, the whole fucking 9. And then Destroy a Dab comes in with the slice, puts that defense down, and just starts going to town and annihilating people as long as they're not targeting them. Phenomenal units. I just recently started using Destroy Dab myself because I got one to level 10 now, and in rank 66 plus level 10, it's fucking melting people. I've been using the Chibis pretty much every day since they were added. I think they're really cute. They're also extremely fucking busted. The top 3 units for Battleline right now are Dev has this one just defense down jank too. Yeah, he's a little jank, but he's alright. He's good. He's always good. The top 3 units in this game, without question, are Chibi Duo, Destroyer Ariake, and Ghidorah, and it is up to you to decide first, second, and third place for them. They are just the 3 best characters in the game right now, for sure. Aqua Mothra, also not terrible. Aqua Mothra is pretty good. I would probably put her like somewhere in the mid to high A. Or he, I think. Mothra is great. I don't like that they disappear after 20 seconds, but they give you energy back, so you could probably just place another one. They hit hard, they hit fast, they get an attack boost, or not attack boost, they get a speed boost in water. I'm using them in the egg mode myself. I think they're good. I think they're fine. When you say Destroy Deb's second hit can literally hit 2 times beyond the character's normal attack reach. Yeah, because he like targets another character if one dies. It's weird. Honestly, at least Dab used to require effort to use him and make him more effective. Meanwhile, the Chibi is just disgusting. I agree. But Aquamothra we're talking about, and I really like Aquamothra a lot. He's pretty cool. His abilities are decent. His attack is decent. I'm using him in egg mode, and he's just tearing it up. These are probably the two worst characters that are on this portion, and that is the Godzilla 2000 and 2003. Godzilla 2000 probably is around here somewhere. I don't really like him a whole lot, but the other form of him, the 2003, like, does a pretty hefty amount of damage, so I'm gonna put them both in the A tier. The bottom, they're alright. They're basically like King Caesars, but juiced up. Rush units like that don't tend to last in the A rank or meta for too long, unless they're also flying, like Mothra Leo. So we'll have to see where the Godzilla 2000s shake up in the coming months. I think they're only going to go down in value, but for now, if you have them, they're pretty decent. Kong Beast Glove, this is easy S tier, easy S tier unit, no questions asked. Kong Beast Glove is a fucking nasty motherfucker. He is nasty. He jumps. He's completely immune to all damage and effects when he jumps. He has 2 free hits negation, and then when he loses his axe, he gets like a damage boost or whatever. Kong is phenomenal. I love Beast Glove Kong. I got mine at level 15. So good. So good. Nothing but high praise for Kong. Beast Glove. Godzilla Pink, or Pinkzilla, whatever, however you want to call him. This a juicer. He is a straight juicer. I gotta tell you. Pink Godzilla, I think, is incredible. He just runs through the enemies and he just eats them for breakfast. Pink Godzilla is so strong. Fearsome Godzilla has evolved, and he is a banger. He gets his meter charged up on kills. When his meter is high enough, he does like a big fucking hit, huge damage. He can get kinda stunned up by the Chibis and distracted by Shinden, but man, he is phenomenal. He is so good. Next is Scar King. S+. Scar King is also fucking amazing. Scar King is crazy. Scar King is crazy good. For 6 cost, he throws his little chain, his whip, pulls them in. The chain stuns units, brings them to him. Right? And then what does he do? He gives a damage boost to all of the characters around him when he pulls in a unit. And then he has like, what, an intrinsic damage boost to characters that are like 4 costs or lower. If you got a high level one of these guys, use him. He is so good. He is so good. He is so good. Scar King is cracked. Pair him with Destroyer Ariake, Chibi Duo, Mogera, the other Kong, whatever. He is a great auxiliary damage dealer. Scar King is awesome. Shimo is in the S tier for sure. I like Shimo a lot. I'll probably put her behind Orga. She's great. Her frost ability is great. Her stats are pretty good. I have nothing bad to say about Shimo. I like Shimo a lot. I think maybe she's a little slow. I think maybe her range isn't as good as it should be, but she's by no means out of S tier. I think her ability is just so solid and phenomenal. She pairs incredibly well with Scar King. He pulls characters into Shimo. Shimo freezes them up. They were basically made for one another. They're incredible. I like Shimo a lot. I have nothing bad to say about Shimo. She's probably actually my 4-star. That's the lowest level. I think I only have her level 5. But if I could just take her, if I could pay $100 right now to take her to level like 15 or 20, I probably would. She's so good. I love Shimo. She's great. Flying Gamera. Also fucking busted. Flying Gamera is phenomenal. Flying Gamera is stun immune, gets a intrinsic damage negation when he's attacking. He's pretty long range. When he falls below a certain health threshold, he gets increased damage, and he hits more frequently. We just talked about him last season. Flying Gamera is just so good. Flying Gamera is an easy high S for sure. Gyron Gyron's probably at the top of S or in the bottom of S plus somewhere. I'll probably put Gyron like somewhere around here for the 3 cost. He's chopping up AoEs. He's removing the placed buffs on people. Gyron is so good. The long range on him is alright. You really want him to be doing the flip on the enemies. I like Gyron a lot. I'm probably going to keep him in the S tier. I know a lot of people think he's S+. I know in Spenzilla's video, I think he put Gyron in S+, but if I remember correctly, he also was doing the S+ as just the top 10 units. So I'm not doing it like... I think I'm just going to put him like right at the top of S. I've never really had a huge problem with Gyron, but I can see him becoming a major problem a few months from now. Because I think as long as he can remove the buffs from characters, he'll probably just be evergreen. So it's only up for here from Gyron. Alright, now we got the units from this season to talk about, you guys, at the end. The last 3 characters. Ride Ghidorah, Ride Godzilla, and Godzilla Tower. Ride Ghidorah, 7 cost, 2.2 attack speed, 100 search range, 45 reach, 14 movement speed. I like Ride Ghidorah. I think Ride Ghidorah, in like all fairness, is probably somewhere in the A tier. Like maybe like right around here. I think that Ride Ghidorah is alright. I think that his lightning strike on spawn is fine. I think his jump scare is fine. I think his damage output is decent. And I like that he hits twice. I think he's a little too fast. He runs away from the push. He's going to get distracted by enemies across the map. He does what he does in the ride, and that is chase the cart and, you know, try to kill you. And in this, he's chasing the monsters. Yeah, you just said it in the chat, Average Matt, not Average Matt, who's just said it? Cypherzilla. He's not going to stay in the top, I think, next season. He is all 3, or not all 3, but him and the Ride Godzilla are boosted this season. Maybe if he was a little less expensive, like you just said in chat, Average Man, if he was 6 cost, maybe he'd be a little bit better. But I like him. I think he's pretty decent at A right now. I used him a lot in the beginning of the season. Once I kind of ironed out the team I wanted to use this season, I moved him off. But he's not terrible. He is most certainly not terrible. Now, Godzilla the Ride version. I think that Godzilla the Ride version is probably like at the bottom of S+ this season. Godzilla the Ride, himself, like his attacks are not super great. His stomp is pretty good. His stomp is pretty good. Giving your characters the 200% crit is what you're doing with this character. I was giving my 200% crit boosts to Des Ghidorah, to Ultima, to fucking Destroy a Dab, to Gamera Flying, to all of the Gauss Swarm. And man, he cooks. It's not even him. I'm not even using him for his own stats. You're just using him to absolutely fucking crank. To just absolutely crank up your other characters. It is hard, Proximus, you're right, to give the crit boost out because he has a 6 cost. Holy shit, though, but his stomp, that AoE is pretty useful in a big team fight. Giving the crit to something with AoE is phenomenal, because that all counts as the first hit. Giving the crit to Ginza, giving the crit to Des Ghidorah, Rainbow Mothra. I'm trying to think of who else. Super Mecha Godzilla, Megalon, Godzilla Evolved, Biollante with the crit. Also, the crit stacks. Not a lot of abilities in this game stack. I have an old video talking about how buffs stack. Not a lot of buffs in this game stack. Like, if you place Bylante in water, she gets an 80% damage boost. If you place Batra on top of Bylante, that 80% damage boost gets replaced by the 30% or whatever it is from Batra. If Bylante is in the water with an 80% boost, and then you place Godzilla the Ride on top of that Bylante, Bylante now has a 280% boost. It stacks. It stacks, or not 280%. It would be a 200% of whatever Bylante's attack is with the 80%. It stacks. The critical hit stacks. You can use it on Earth when he gets his intrinsic. You can, if you have Godzilla Earth, and he falls below his threshold to give him that additional damage boost that's intrinsic, then you give him the like G89 leader buff for a 50% damage increase, and then you give him the ride buff. He basically is just going to one-shot everything in the game. He fucking hits like a monster truck. It is ludicrous. You are not using Godzilla the Ride because he is, like, he himself and his ability and his attack and his health are good. You are using him to boost up your other characters so they hit for crazy numbers. That is it. That is his entire purpose. His sole purpose in this game is to boost up your other monsters. That's why I think he's in like the bottom of S. Now, the moment that you've all been waiting for. We have one more unit left, and I think we should give it a special treat, you guys. I think we should give it a special treat. In the garbage tier. Can I not write on here? Why can't I write in this? There it is. Garbage. In the garbage tier. No, I just changed that? I didn't want that changed. This is D. I just fucked this whole thing up. That whole bit and everything that I wanted to do. D. And then this. And then add a row below. And then we'll do this. And then we'll type garbage. I don't know why it's not fucking working. Garbage. Godzilla Tower. Godzilla Tower fucking sucks. Godzilla Tower is so bad, it's not even funny. I am, listen Toho, I'm very extremely appreciative that you did a surprise for us this season and you gave us a 3-star unit in the middle of the season that is just, you know, that's choice. That's absolute choice for new players. They're going to get a new unit to obtain, and it's fun when a new character comes in, especially one that's not a 4-star. Holy fucking shit. We have never had a worse unit come to the game, ever. It is atrocious. It is abysmal on almost every conceivable level how bad this character is. And you know what? It has the increased damage per hit like G21 does. So that's not even that bad. But like, listen to this. It's a 5 energy character. It stays on the field for 21 seconds. It has a 95 reach, which is pretty good. Its attack speed is 3 seconds. It has a low attack. It has low health. And it charges up its damage every few seconds. So it deals every 0.3 seconds, 10% of its attack until it's 1 second has passed. Then it's 20% of its attack power. And then 2 seconds pass. And then it's 40% of its attack power. And then it's 3 seconds pass until it's 65% attack power. And then after 4 seconds, it does 100% of its attack power. Holy fucking shit. I don't want it to do... Oh, God. I just want it to be like a Marker Light Cannon, but good. It's terrible. It is terrible. It is not good. It is susceptible to everything that the Marker Light Cannon is, but worse. And it also resets its attack, just like G21 does, if it gets hit with stun. It is maybe far and away one of the worst units that we've ever had in the game, period. Maybe if it was rentable this season, it would be higher up on this list. It is dog shit. It is laughably bad. How bad Godzilla Tower is. I am extremely appreciative that they've given us so many opportunities to get free pieces for this character. I haven't done any of them. Outside of just getting it to level 10, the challenge is like, oh, win one match with Godzilla Tower. I would rather gargle glass than try to win one match with Godzilla Tower in my deck. It is so bad. Proximus says it makes Marker Light look S tier in comparison. I agree. This makes the missiles look S tier in comparison. I don't know what the fuck needs to change, but this unit is atrocious on levels that I didn't even think was possible prior. Holy hell, it is bad. But guys, that's the tier list. I can actually save it, so I remember this time to post it in the Discord. But guys, that is it. That's the tier list. That's what I got for you today. Remember to fill out that form that we did earlier on stream. That's got to be a must for all of you guys. You got to fill out that form. That's all I really got for you. I'm going to post this in the Discord, Season 39 tier list. And that's what I got. So you guys have a wonderful night or morning. What form? The form on Twitter. I'll show it to you. Twitter. Battle Lines Twitter. Come to here with this G-Stones. Click on this Google form, and you can do a survey on Battle Line and tell them what you want added. They have a ton of fun options and characters and stuff like that. So, that's what I got for you guys tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.